Hello and welcome. I hope you can all see me clearly and hear me clearly. We are live from Wat Ram Bodhidharma Temple in Thailand. And we are also live from the present moment, wherever that present moment happens to be. The present moment is also nowhere, at no place, at no time, with no person. So there's a lot of flexibility for arriving and being here wholeheartedly. Today we are going to look at some more accessible Zen teachings. At least that's what we're going to start with. We may get into the weeds more, but getting into the weeds is how we clean the garden. If we don't see the weeds, if we don't recognize them, if we don't know them, if we don't experience them for ourselves, then we can't tend the garden in the skillful way. We have to be willing to get into the weeds and see how that opens us up to stepping back. And always and essentially, especially stepping back from the stepping back itself. Not to become entangled, not to become entrapped by whatever doctrine or belief or idea comes up and we get involved with at this moment. Whether it's good or bad, it's irrelevant. And the irrelevance is irrelevant in itself. Ending, finishing, and opening, right? Widening out. You may be able to hear the rain around me, but under the cover of this bamboo structure, bamboo and metal, admittedly, there is a safety, there is a dryness, there is a warmth and a happiness. So too with our practice and our willingness to open up, our willingness to step back, and to especially step back from the stepping back itself. There's so much freedom and there's so much space to not only look more deeply, but to open up more fully to what is already right in front of us. So we didn't need to investigate it. We didn't need to clean it. We didn't need to change it or fix it. Even the present moment is not the present moment. All words we need to see through, open up to the truth, not words. And these words and these sayings and these phrases and this vocal incantation, the breath that is expressing this way, is just a means of blessing, ending, finishing, sharing, bringing benefit, enlightening. If we become too attached to the idea of meditation, we might miss the point. And the point is that the heart is beating right here and now. The eyes are seeing clearly, freely. The ears are hearing without any effort, without any complicatedness, without any special methodology. So too, our opening, our enlightening, our brightening in the here and now, whatever that is, doesn't require effort, doesn't require control. It's not a room that needs to be cleaned. It's the space that extends far beyond the room that we are in. And that is our nature. That's our core. So this Buddhist truth, the core of Buddhism, this spontaneous accessibility, is expressed in so many different ways. In our mistakes, in our successes, in our difficulties, in our confusions. This accessibility, this spontaneity of the truth is there. To stop, right? And that to stop the stopping itself, to step back from the stepping back itself. So don't get caught in any aspect of it. We should feel vulnerable. We should feel the intensity of life. We should feel the rawness of life. We should feel the uncomfortableness, the uncertainty, the vulnerability, the not understanding. We should open up when we feel that way. So today we will, for the sake of accessibility, and also recognizing that whatever we do, it is impermanent and it is not separate from anything else. So the Zen readings, the Zen teachings that we will look into today, which are, sure, wonderful and great, and a joy, no different from the rain, no different from heavy metal music, no different from anything. So how do we get benefit from an event, or how do we get benefit from an experience like this, to not grasp, the not grasping itself? You know? And we can really be here. We can really open up widely, not to attach any particular thought or any particular idea or any particular person or any particular experience, but we can just simply to open, and to open the opening itself, and to detach, especially from the detaching itself. Like when we have a thought or an idea or a view that comes into our mind, somehow it's important or real or something we need to deal with. It's to be abandoned. It's to be ended. It's to be used for blessing and sharing out and bringing the benefits to all. Where does this thought go? What were you thinking 1 hour ago? We can try to get to a point maybe in our practice where we don't just try to come up with a fake answer to that. Oh yeah, an hour ago I was thinking about this, I was thinking about that. That's just pretending. That's just making up a fantasy in your mind. What is it? We couldn't even say what's happening right now if we look in terms of opening rather than grasping. What is this? What's happening right now? You can't speak it, you can't say it. This doesn't mean that we walk blindly, but it means that in our blindness there is a brightness, a clarity, a freedom that's right in front of us. So that not only do we not trick ourselves, not only do we not fall into our own neuroses or long-term depressions or anxieties or angers or fears, etc., but we aren't able to be confused by anyone else either. We aren't able to be tricked by the environment. We see clearly that this phenomena, whatever it may be, mental or physical phenomena, is temporary, impermanent, changing. It is not ultimately satisfactory, so not to be grasped onto, not to be held onto. And also not existing as separate from anything else, which is where a lot of our stories and our ideas and our worries get so much of their power from is that we give them this place of solidity that relies on it being separate from everything else. I am separate from them, so they're bad and I'm good. Opening widely, opening the heart, opening the lungs, opening the eyes, the ears, full experience. Okay, anyone have something to share so far, something to say or a question to ask? And if you're here on the YouTube, you can also leave a like on the video so more people can come across it and our Sangha can grow, our community of practice can grow. We've got some questions, great. So let's start to answer these questions with this text right here. Please listen deeply. Master Zihu said, and please understand these are ancient Chinese Zen master monks, all right? This is translation coming from, 1,000 years ago in ancient China, traditional Chinese, translated to modern English as accurately as possible from these Chan monks, these Zen monks, masters. And they were skillful enough, they were renowned enough, they were powerful enough to where their teachings and their dialogues, etc., were recorded. Some are more obscure, some are more esoteric, and some are very direct, very clear. But the most important thing is to listen with the mind of opening, listening even beyond what's being heard. Listening as a meditation. Master Zihu said, all things are free. What binds, what restricts? You yourself create your own difficulty and ease therein. The mind source is a single continuity, pervading the 10 directions. To people of the finest faculties, it is naturally clear. Let's try it again. Master Zihu said, all things are free. All mental and physical phenomena are free. Not trapped, not constricted. All things are free. What binds? What restricts? This is the question. What binds? What restricts? You yourself create your own difficulty and ease therein. So within, you yourself create your own difficulty and your own ease. Within this reality of all things are free. what binds, what restricts. You yourself create your own difficulty and ease therein. The mind source is a single continuity, pervading the 10 directions above, below, inside, outside, left, right, front, back, this way, that way, this way, etc. To the people of the finest faculties, it is naturally clear. So to the people of the finest faculties, this mind source is naturally clear, right in front of us, without any work being done, without any meditation retreats being attended, without any striving, without any effort, without any study. To people of the finest faculties, it is naturally clear. Haven't you read Nang Quan's statement? Innocence as in innocent beings, innocence like this are after all rare in the world. Clearly they exist. Actually, everyone is so, but they just lack a robust will. That is what makes them get so tired. Okay? Innocence like this are after all rare in the world. So people and beings who embody this innocence, this freedom, right? This recognition of the mind source being naturally clear, everything being free. This is like the view of a child or the view of a sage, something like that. Completely innocent and everything is free. Nothing is obstructed. Nothing is to be trapped in, right? And whatever difficulty arises, whatever suffering arises, comes up and goes away very quickly. Because the child isn't, we can say, so grasping onto their being something that's not free, being something that's solid, being something that's not open and flowing. You yourself create your own difficulty and ease therein. So haven't you read Nang Quan's statement? Innocence like this are after all rare in the world. Clearly they exist. Actually, everyone is so. But they just lack a robust will. That's what makes them get so tired. So this is an interesting idea. That it's our lacking of a robust will to step forward, to get involved, to open widely, to open up, right? To wake up, to get started, that actually makes us be so tired. It's not the effort we are expending, but it's the lack of this robust will to step forth, or to step back, we can say as well, and to step back from the stepping back itself. And to have a kind of faith in that, the natural freedom, the natural continuity of the mind source. All right. Do you want to understand easily? There has never, ever been a single ordinary person or sage appearing before you, and not a single good word or a single bad word that applies to you. Okay, Amanda shares something here. Amanda says, only thoughts are what binds and restricts, and how we think about certain things is what gives us perspective on what's easy or difficult. Don't be bound by that thought. All right. Do you want to understand easily? There has never, ever been a single ordinary person or sage or sagely, super, special wise person. There has never, ever been a single ordinary person or sage appearing before you, and not a single good word or bad word that applies to you. Why? If you do good, good has no form. If you do evil, evil has no sign. That is, since there is no self, what do you take for good or bad? What do you define as ordinary or holy? Do you believe or not? Do you take responsibility? Where is there to escape? That would be like trying to flee your shadow in the sunlight. Can you actually avoid it? The truth. So our practices are actually not a special matter of certain practices and certain study and certain experiences that you get or you develop yourself, but it's a recognition of the true nature. Do you believe or not? Do you take responsibility? Okay? Since there is no self, there is no real separate self-entity. This body has never been separate from the environment, from the get-go. This body is also not separate from the continuity of cause and effect for hundreds and thousands of years. Are you a dinosaur? No, it is the mind source that is this continuity, pervading the 10 directions. To people of the finest faculties, it is naturally clear. Since there is no self, since there is no separate self-entity to be clung to be grasped onto, to be trapped in or by, since there is no self, what do you take for good and bad? Good or bad? What do you define as ordinary or holy? Since there is no one to define anything and nothing at all to be defined, at all, what do you take for good or bad? What do you define as ordinary or holy? Do you believe or not? Do you take responsibility? Where is there to escape? That would be like trying to flee your shadow in the sunlight. Can you actually avoid it? Buddha's teaching is profound and subtle. Those who comprehend it motivate themselves, not letting minor circumstances interfere with major tasks. Have you not read the saying, even if you have to insist on the law all your life, who can forget conditions for even a day? Do you want to understand Chan? Let each of you go back to your place and look. And of course, in going back to our place and looking, we can close our eyes and turn inward, but maybe even more appropriately, we can open our eyes and open our ears and open our body. We can open widely and go back to our true place, our true home, and look. You can open your arms widely if you like. One part here I think is very, very important from a practical side of things. Buddha's teaching is profound and subtle. Those who comprehend it motivate themselves, not letting minor circumstances interfere with major tasks. So what is the major task? To free, to open, to bless, to liberate, to end, to finish, to see the truth, to know about the truth. So those who comprehend this teaching motivate themselves, not letting minor circumstances. So what are minor circumstances? Oh, it's mental and physical phenomena. This, my body, my mind, my experience, what I like, what I don't like, and how that comes into conflict with the world. We wake up and we have thoughts, or we're a little bit tired, or we have difficulty, or we're a little bit shy, a little bit scared, or we're a little bit arrogant, or we get into some kind of conflict, some kind of disruption. People say mean things about us. People say positive things about us. Minor circumstances, not allowing these to interfere with the major tasks. Okay? To open widely. Right? Any sense of separation is swimming in the shallow end of the pool. And this is also in accordance with reality. Okay? Are trees special vibrational beings? Sure they are. But a tree is not in any way separate from the soil. A tree is not in any way separate from the sun. And by extension, the infinitum of space. So also this body is not separate from the present moment experience. This beinghood is not separate from the present moment experiencing. And mostly it is opening. Mostly there is no thought. Mostly there is interrelationship of this body or this mind with all beings, with all phenomena. So we don't need to separate ourselves at all. The sun, it shines on everyone. The sun, it shines on everyone. No discrimination, no discrimination. So we can also shift our ego position or our ego perspective to be more light and open and flexible, because sometimes we know about the quite negative end of the ego identification with anxiety, depression, complicated thinking about ourselves and in the world and how these interact. But there's also this positive side that's to be detached from, that's to be abandoned, that's to be let go of, that's to be calmed down, that's to be ended, to be finished. And this is also a problem. Actually, it's just as much of a problem as the negative end or the negative perspectives. Because a Buddhist, a Zen practitioner, has no interest in heaven. Heaven may come and we will slice through it with the sword of direct present moment experiencing. Okay? Hell may come and slice through it with the sword of no discrimination. The sun shines like that. But actually, the goal, if there has to be one, is freedom, not heaven. not hell, not a pleasurable experience. Freedom, there's nothing more pleasurable than freedom. Oh well, we'll have to accept that. Okay? But we're not trying to get to heaven. We're not trying to get to these very special physical, pleasurable experiences. This is just the natural condition of the body to do like that. So it's going to keep happening. But when we take our responsibility, when we motivate ourselves, it should be according to the Buddha's teaching, which is no self, which is not someone, not some place, not some time. This is infinitely more profound and infinitely more subtle than any teaching of separation, whether it's positive or negative. Okay? That doesn't mean don't use things or don't be practical. It means to motivate yourself and not let minor circumstances interfere with major tasks, whether those minor circumstances are positive or negative, pleasant or unpleasant, or neutral or boring, to continue, and especially to step back from the stepping back itself. Listen to this. Well, maybe let's bring this one up for the group, for the community, and we can see if we have anything here for Master Zihu. Have you not read the saying? All right, quote unquote. Even if you have to insist on the law all your life, who can forget conditions for even a day? So that conditions are there. Conditions are there. Conditionality is there. The law of the truth. The law of no self. Not someone. Not someplace. Not sometime. Not satisfactory. Irrelevant. The irrelevant itself. Not satisfactory. Not to be relied on. Not someone. Not permanent. Finish. Even if you have to insist on the law all your life, right? Even if you're powerful, even if you're the emperor of some place, right? You're the king of the castle. Even if you have to insist on the law all your life, who can forget conditions for even a day? Right? So there are conditions. Mental conditions, physical conditions. That means that it's cold or it's hot, or someone likes us or someone doesn't like us, or things go our way or things don't go our way. You know, we take ourselves so seriously, especially, we're this anxious, depressed person. That's tough, that's difficult. But maybe to point at, oh, I'm so great, I'm wealthy. I'm intelligent, I'm attractive, I'm a special person, whatever. Things are going so well for me. And it doesn't need to be so egoic or like neurotic, just a positive. Things are going so well, everything's going fine, I feel strong, etc. Well, the reality is a stomach ache will finish you. A stomach ache. This is the stuff that's supposed to be children's problems, right? Oh, you got a tummy ache, go sit on the pot. Go deal with it. We're adults. We really taking care of the situation, and we're skillful. Well, what if you get a really bad stomach ache? You're out for the count. You can't work, you can't talk, you can't be barely in a relationship with someone, you can't take care of yourself. So why are we taking ourselves to be so seriously? These rigid self entities, right? special beings, special powers. So, Buddha's teaching is profound and subtle. Those who comprehend it motivate themselves, not letting minor circumstances interfere with major tasks. Have you not read the saying, even if you have to insist on the law all your life, who can forget conditions for even a day? Do you want to understand Chan? Do you want to understand Zen? Let each of you go back to your place and look. Please listen. Heather, try to open up fully. Fully letting go and focusing on your breath. Don't worry about that. That's not important. Open widely. Open. Walk and open. You can also, just like this, hopefully your medical condition doesn't prevent this. Just to stand up and open your hands, open your palms. We can all try. Opening widely. Open the eyes widely. Open the ears widely. Offering the ending. Offering the finishing. Offering the clearing out. Offering the irrelevant. The sickness is irrelevant. The focusing on the breathing is irrelevant. The thinking is irrelevant. Opening widely. And this is something we do with the mind, but the body is our expression to do like that. And you can walk like this, okay? Forgive, forgive. Ahosi, ahosi. You can also take.
Excuse me.
Yes.
Just want to respond again because
Okay, offer.
no, do. It's do speak for you. It's not what for
Okay,
Nana.
thank you.
I just speak for you.
Perfect one, huh?
I speak for mom.
Sapityo vivachantu saparoko vinasatu mahe pavadanasita ayuvano sukham bhavam. Ahosi, open widely, okay? You can also pouring the water. Someone just come and offer me a banana. Heather, you can take a cup or a water bottle, fill from your tap, and you can go outside or have a bucket or a bowl in your home, and you can just pour the water. And as you are pouring the water like that, slowly, and you can feel the water flowing out into the bowl or the pot, etc., opening widely, offering out the blessing. Okay, offering out the sharing of not someone, not some place, not some time, the finishing, the forgiving, offering out to all beings. It's not just ourselves in the world. It's also not just people like us in the world, but there are higher beings and lower beings. states of experience, states of being. There are seen beings and there are unseen beings. Cause and effect. All kinds of cause and effect, causing conditions coming about moment by moment. Okay? Inside of our body, outside of our body, etc., onward into infinitum. So we can do a practice where we pour the water and offer out the blessing of the finishing, the ending, the forgiving. Okay, this is the temple I'm staying at. They practicing like this. Maybe I try this banana. Okay. Irrelevant. All right, let's listen closely to what does a Zen master have to say about the truth about Zen. There are a lot of wonderful teachers out there that are more accessible to the Western mind, or rather the grasping mind. Okay? And this is okay. We can use that. We can use the teachings from Thich Nhat Hanh and Ajahn Brahm. But when we go back, when we look at some phrases from ancient Zen masters, let's kind of hear what they have to say, and see, what kind of information, not better or worse, but just to take a listen, and to be generous in our understanding of being willing to not understand, right? Be willing to not be a fool for just a moment, right? Even though we are a fool, even though we are an arrogant person, just for a moment, be so generous as to give it up for a moment and just to open fully, listen deeply. Okay. Master Judo Jian addressed an assembly. Form arises before it is substantial. What can we say? Form arises before it is substantial. Well, that the earth and carbons and neutrons and hydrogens and stuff arose. Form arises before it is substantial, before it is meaningful, before it comes together and makes something substantial, right? So form arises before it is substantial. Form arises before it is relevant. Listen. Form arises before it is substantial. Terms are produced for the unnamed. Once form and name have appeared, ambient energy is turbid and clear. Aha! Turbid is cloudy and opaque. This is very interesting teaching here, my friends. Form arises before it is substantial. Terms are produced for the unnamed. What was a tree's name when it was born, okay? Listen. Form arises before it is substantial. Terms are produced for the unnamed. Once form and name have appeared, ambient energy, okay, the surrounding energy, is turbid and clear. Duality comes about. Okay? Clear doesn't exist without cloudiness. Raising his staff. Everyone. The staff is form and name brought up together. Is there any error? If there is, it's the moon in the water. If not, yet form and name have appeared. If you can find out, truly it can be said, when the debt is great, it's hard to repay. We'll do one last line here, okay? This is don't go anywhere just yet. This will be our final reading, and then we'll wrap it up. This is the big finale, everyone. Okay. Gu Shan, Master Gu Shan said to an assembly, "You all say you travel all around to study and learn. I wonder, study what? Learn what? Is there anything to learn? If there is, come forth and prove it to this assembly." And do you study Chan, study the way, study Buddha, study Dharma, study the master of the reality body of Vairochana, study that which is beyond Buddhahood or the state beyond Nirvana? If you really study these expressions, that can be considered great error. It is referred to as the mind looking upward, never ceasing, never finishing, never ending. This is none of your business. A monk asked, "What is the great meaning of Buddhism?" Spit it out. Whenever there is any expression, it invariably violates the way of Chan. So what is the concern of Chan? Shut up. All right, everyone, so let's finish with a song. How does that sound? Who's ready to sing? Who's ready to have do a song together? Very, very simple song, so we'll all be able to sing together. Please put a comment. Who's ready to sing? And if you haven't already, you can put a like. You can leave a like on this video. Who is ready to sing? Just any comment, a smiley face, a happy face, a W, anything. Speak up now or forever hold your peace. Or don't hold your peace. Share it out. Don't cling to anything. Okay. Simple song, 2 lines, everybody. 2 lines. First line, I am remembering who I am. Second line, I am remembering. That's it, and we do each line twice. Ready? So, first you can try to listen, get the rhythm, and then join me, sing with me, okay? And this we smile, open widely, stand up as you need to, as you like to, and we can enjoy together. All right. I am remembering who I am. I am remembering who I am. I am remembering. I am remembering. We'll do it a couple times. Ready to sing? Deep breath. Smile, open widely. I am remembering who I am. I am remembering who I am. I am remembering remembering who I am. I am remembering. I am remembering. One more time. Open widely. I am remembering who I am. I am remembering who I am. I am remembering. I am remembering. I am remembering who I am. I am remembering who I am. I am remembering. I am remembering. We can all bring our hands together and we will finish with 3 sadhus. Sadhu mean well done, great job. Give ourselves a pat on the back and also sharing out all those blessings. Offer to all the different spirit, all the different being in the higher, the lower realm, inside, outside, everywhere. With these 3 sadhus, we can express together. Okay? Deep breath. Thank you, my dear friends, for being here with me. Thank you for supporting me. And thank you for giving me this opportunity to be here and to support all of you. And through us supporting each other, to support all beings. I'm very grateful to be in this position. I will try to improve. And I hope you will also try to continue and to improve in stepping back, and even to step back from the stepping back itself, to open widely and to share openly, freely, to offer the ending, to offer the finishing, to offer the forgiveness to oneself, to me, to all. Thank you.